Dominic, obviously a tough night for you tonight.
What was tough about it?
Walking away with the loss, of course.
Loss is part of life. If you don't have loss, you don't grow. This isn't tough, this is life. What can you do, man? I mean, this is part of it, is losing. And part of life is losing. I think everybody here can say one time or another, maybe not in a fight, but you felt like a loser. And how do you come back from it? Let's see, I know myself. I've lost before. It has been a long time, but I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in my mind. I'm confident at where I stand with everybody else in this division.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and I got a special breakdown for y'all. This is kind of last minute. I wasn't planning to do it, but I was like, you know what, might as well make a video today. This is about Dominick Cruz versus Kenney. This is the breakdown. It's a little different. Usually, I would show you guys my face, but I'm in a rush, so I was like, you know what, might as well get this done now. But I gotta get it down on my computer, so it is what it is. This is an awesome fight. I love this fight. With Dominick and Casey. Casey's a young up and comer. He's about on a 3-fight win streak. Dom is on a 2-fight losing streak. Casey's really hot. Dom still the GOAT in my humble opinion at bantamweight. A motivator, an awesome guy to watch when I was a lot younger. I like Dom a lot. But right now he's coming off 2 losses, and he's pretty old and inactive. Obviously he's 35, so he's not old, but this is probably the crossing roads to out of his prime, but he's still in his prime in my humble opinion. When you're 36, you're out of your prime. That's how I look at it. But obviously, let's look at the stats. Dominick comes as 22-3, fights at San Diego, California. He's a height of 5'8" and a reach of 68. Casey 16-2. Fights at Arizona, age 29, and a height of 5'7", and a reach of 68. So the reach is similar, and Dom is the taller guy, which is really, really interesting. But if we look at Dominick Cruz's career and stuff like that, his last 6 fights, man, he's fought some of the best guys in the world, man. Fucking Henry Cejudo, Cody Garbrandt, obviously Uriah Faber was in my humble opinion, he was probably out of his prime in the trilogy, but he still was winning. T.J. Dillashaw, Mizugaki. I think Mizugaki was number 3 in the world at the time when he fought him, and Demetrius Johnson, who's considered the flyweight GOAT. That's a great list of guys that he's fought in, and an awesome fight to begin with. But if we look at the last 2 fights, Henry Cejudo, that was a masterful performance. The leg kicks they used on Dom really helped him, and the knee he was able to land really helped him a lot. So it was a great strategy from Cejudo, and it is what it is. Chop the legs down and break Dominick. Dominick has great footwork. Almost like not necessarily great footwork, but his own footwork that is great that he utilizes. It's a combination of boxing footwork with wrestling footwork, and he uses it really, really well. It's a freaky style, but he's able to use it to get to those hips and get takedowns and score points as if it's a wrestling match. And he's able to tag you with his jab and stuff like that. Against Cody Garbrandt, and I still am actually, let me not talk about the Cody Garbrandt fight, but against Cejudo, he wasn't really able to use that. Cejudo kind of just wouldn't let Cruz get his rhythm. Obviously, there's the stoppage complaint, but Cejudo was doing great in that fight, and I thought Dominick didn't look bad. I thought Dominick looked kind of a little bit flat, but Dominick, he's one of these guys that's like 5 rounds. That's kind of like how you judge him. The first 2 rounds, I don't think it's a fair assessment of how washed or how good he is. So I felt like I didn't really get to see a lot of Dominick in that fight. He didn't look bad. He got taken down. He scrambled up and got back up when he fought Cejudo, so he looked good in that department. And he looked like he was trying to set something up. He looked like he was trying to do something in that fight, utilize his jab, but he just wasn't able to do it. It just didn't work for him. But against Garbrandt, that was a very interesting fight. I thought he did good in the first round, but I thought he kind of went away. He kind of got frustrated in that fight with Garbrandt, and he didn't do what he normally does, and that's go for takedowns. Obviously, Garbrandt is a former wrestler, good takedown defense. He's not a hard guy. He's a hard guy to take down. That's what I meant to say. But it kind of felt like Cruz kind of got angry and wanted to knock Garbrandt down when he got knocked down. And I felt like if you used more wrestling, I feel like it would have been a different fight. And he didn't really get to do that. So those are like some of his losses. But against Faber in the third fight, that was a complete beautiful performance. Dropped him a whole bunch and just kind of sealed the deal in that fight. Against TJ Dillashaw, a lot of people think this fight's super, super close. It was a split decision. In my humble opinion, I thought Cruz won the first 3 rounds handily, and TJ started making a bit of a comeback in the 5th. Obviously with the leg kicks, he was badly hurt. But I thought Cruz, man, he had a sensational performance. Got the belt back after coming off an injury. After people saying it might be it for his career. Come back, beat a young guy, a guy that they were saying was a better version of him. Fucking schooled him in the takedown department. TJ is supposed to be the better wrestler, and he got out wrestled in my humble opinion against Cruz. So he looked amazing in there. He looked amazing in there. And against Demetrius Johnson, he fucking, dude, he slammed that boy, hit him with that German suplex, took him to Suplex City, baby. So he, as much as, I can talk about Cruz, he's had a phenomenal career. But if we talk about Casey Kenney, coming off a win over Nathaniel Wood, Haley Alatang, and Louis Smolka, and then, if we look more, he does have a loss of Merab Dvalishvili, has a win over Manny Bermudez, does have a win over Ray Borg, which is a good win, Vince Cachero, and Brandon Royval, who's a ranked flyweight, and at one point last year was considered a legitimate guy at flyweight and could have been a top 5 guy if he beat Brandon Moreno, but Brandon Moreno, he shut that shit down. Casey Kenney is a good fighter. He's a grinder. He does have a grappling background, and his striking has gotten a lot better. Some people thought he lost to Nathaniel Wood. That fight was a really good fight. I thought it was super, super close. I did give it to Casey Kenney. I know I might piss some UK fans off. But it was a really, really close fight. And he did really good. But Haley Alatang, man, what he did to Haley, he made Haley a fucking punching bag in there and just fucking eviscerated him. And it was not competitive at all. Against Louis Smolka, he beat the shit out of him and got that one-arm guillotine. And against Merab, he kind of got out-wrestled. That's where I look at that fight. The Merab fight was really how he was able to out-wrestle him. I think Cruz can, use that kind of game plan again and just out-wrestle him. Does he have Merab's conditioning and control? I think he does. Merab's a little better than him in terms of... no, actually, he's not better than him, but Merab is a little more... He's younger than him. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But I think Cruz, he's still got a lot left in the tank, and I still think he can beat people. I think he's not... I don't think he's washed. I just really do. I think he just lost a few championship level or caliber fighters, but I look at that Merab fight, and that's what I look at. But Casey Kenney's not an idiot. Obviously, he saw the Cejudo fight, and I bet you he's going to have to use those leg kicks. But I feel like while using those leg kicks, I think Cruz is going to catch him, and I think he's going to go for takedowns. I don't think Cruz can check him, and I don't think Cruz is going to be, do a great job of evading them. But I feel like Cruz can survive enough to get takedowns off of those leg kicks and get a W in that fight. And that's how I see the fight going. I just think Dominick is just a little better than Casey. Obviously, Casey's a grinder, and if Casey... This is going to be a hard one. It's just 29-28 decision in my humble opinion. If Casey can, trick the judges into thinking he won, then yeah, he's able to do that. But I just feel like Dominick's a legend. They have respect for him. Hopefully there might be a different referee. I don't think Keith Peterson's the reason why Dominick lost. I'm not one of those guys. I think it was a good stoppage, actually. I think he was actually a little late, and I think Dominick got rocked and then woke back up. That's what I think happened, and Dominick just was being a little sore. But he's a competitor, and that's who he is at the end of the day. But I think Dominick gets this done. On Tapology, which is super interesting, Dominick is the favorite. 70% is going with Dominick Cruz, so that's really, really interesting. But and 30% is going with Kenney. I think Kenny's a really good bet here. He's not a bad guy to play. I think he has a good chance of winning. But Dominick's my boy. I like him a lot, and I consider him the bantamweight GOAT. Even though I love Cejudo and I did pick Cejudo to beat him, Dominick's my boy too. So I was kind of sad when they ended up fighting each other, because I was kind of torn. But at the end of the day, I think Dominic gets a W. I don't know what he does, and I feel like, he's getting a little disrespected getting put on the prelims. So I don't know how I feel about that. But at the end of the day, Dominic is a legend. Casey's he's an up and coming guy, and he has a lot to learn. And I don't know. Like, he did say some some funny things about Megan Anderson. I didn't have a problem with him. I didn't think it was that bad. But some people think he's gonna get karma because of that. So maybe that's another reason why he might lose. Just putting things out in the air. But it is what it is. Megan Anderson, 5 a.m. It is what it is. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow me on my Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram. Love y'all and goodbye. If you're also, let me not forget, if you're new, subscribe. Go click the notification button. Share the video. Like, comment, do all that stuff. I love y'all and goodbye. Your boy eBay Fight Predictions is out.